In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on May 2nd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cleveland Guardians versus Toronto Blue Jays. The Cleveland Guardians, currently sitting at a 17-13 record, are heading into a new series against the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 14-16. This 3-game set kicks off on Friday and should be a solid American League showdown. Both teams have had their moments this season, but the story heading into this one is how Toronto seems to be getting into a rhythm, especially on offense. The Blue Jays bats are finally starting to show some life, and they've got one of their better arms on the mound to open things up. Chris Bassitt is getting the start and should give Toronto a good chance to grab the first win of the series. He's coming off a couple of rough outings where he faced two of the toughest lineups in baseball, the Yankees and Astros, who each put up 4 runs against him. Still, that hasn't wrecked his season numbers. He holds a 2.62 earned run average across 6 starts, which says a lot about how good he was in his earlier games. He struck out 10 Braves this year and blanked the Mets over 6 innings, showing he can still be dominant. Bassitt has 39 strikeouts so far, while Logan Allen, Cleveland starter, has just 18 in about the same number of innings. And with guys like Santander and Guerrero heating up and finding their power at the plate, this Toronto offense looks ready to roll. Cleveland's pitching staff may look solid on paper, but Logan Allen has been struggling. He gave up 7 runs in his last outing, and though Bassitt hasn't been perfect lately, he's still clearly the better arm in this matchup. The Guardians' offense hasn't earned much trust yet, and it's not likely they'll do much against Bassitt either. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. Neither starter is entering this game on a hot streak, and that should lead to a higher scoring game overall. Chris Bassitt, who's getting the ball for the Blue Jays, is coming off his 2 worst outings this season. He gave up 4 runs each to Houston and New York, and at 36 years old, he's probably not going to just breeze through a Cleveland lineup that can occasionally string together some offense. On the other side, Cleveland's Logan Allen is in an even worse spot. He got shelled for 7 earned runs his last time out and hasn't shown much command with an 18-13 strikeout to walk ratio. Toronto has hit the over in 3 of their last 4 games, and with both pitchers shaky, this one should follow the same path. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus Boston Red Sox. The Minnesota Twins, sitting at 13 wins and 19 losses, are set to open a 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox, who come in at 17-16. That first game kicks off on Friday. With Brayan Bello back on the mound, the Red Sox are finding ways to come out on top, and he's expected to do it again in his 3rd start of the season. He already helped the team secure wins over both the Mariners and the Guardians in his only 2 starts so far. Bello was a regular part of the rotation last year when he was just 24, and more reps now will only help him settle in. Expect him to guide Boston to another win here. It also helps that the bats have shown up when he's pitched. His first win came with 8 runs of support, and they put up 13 in his last outing. As for the Twins, Joe Ryan will take the ball. He struggled a bit in his last start back on April 20th against the Braves, giving up 3 home runs. Overall, Ryan's been decent. He's allowed just 12 runs in 34 innings and racked up 39 strikeouts. The issue with the Twins is their offense. It just doesn't do enough often enough to count on, and that's been hurting them. Bello's only logged 11 innings so far this season, but we've seen what he can do when he's in a groove. He's given up 10 hits and 4 runs in that time. Not bad at all for a small sample. With the odds close to even, I'll take the Sox at home. If there was better value on the Twins, I might give them a shot, but that's not the case here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Bello's return has been a boost for Boston. He's delivered 2 wins and posted a solid 3.27 earned run average in those outings. The Red Sox as a whole haven't been too shabby on the mound either, with a team earned run average of 4.03, which lands them in the upper half of the league. On the other side, Joe Ryan has been sharp for Minnesota. He's sporting one of the league's best strikeout-to-walk ratios at 3.94 and carries a strong 3.18 earned run average. When Ryan pitches, runs tend to be hard to come by. 4 of his last 5 starts have finished under the total, and the Twins have hit the under in 5 of their last 6 games overall. This matchup is shaping up to be a quiet one on the scoreboard to open the series. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Athletics versus Miami Marlins. The Athletics are set to face off with the Miami Marlins on Friday night in the first game of their series. Looking at how both squads have performed, it's clear the Athletics have been the more consistent team this season. Even though the Marlins have started to find some rhythm with their bats lately, facing Gunnar Hoglund won't be easy. The Athletics offense isn't exactly limping along either. They're sitting 8th in the league with a .732 OPS as a team, and their 41 home runs put them in a tie with the Angels for 6th most in the majors. As far as bullpens go, neither club is lighting it up, but the Athletics relief staff holds a slight edge. They're ranked 21st with a 4.4 earned run average compared to Miami's 28th place mark of 5.13. For what it's worth, the Marlins lost 2 out of 3 to the Athletics in last year's series. Honestly, both teams have done a better job at scoring runs than many expected through the early stretch of the season. But between the two, the Athletics are looking sharper overall. Sure, the Marlins ran into a buzzsaw with the Dodgers, so no shame there, but they've been bleeding runs lately, and it hasn't mattered if it's the starters or the bullpen. The A's have a good thing going with their lineup, and their relievers have shown they can shut the door when they need to. I think they're going to handle this one. As our first pick for this matchup, the Athletics money line is our full game side pick. Gunnar Hoglund and Valent Beloso are both pretty fresh faces on the mound, and that usually tips things toward the pitchers since hitters haven't had much time to scout them. On top of that, both lineups have a bad habit of killing rallies by hitting into double plays. The Athletics leads the league with 30 of them, while Miami has hit into 14, which puts them in a tie with the Tigers for 26. Neither team is exactly getting on base with ease, either. The Athletics are 18th in the majors with a .313 on-base percentage, and the Marlins are just ahead of them at 15th with a .317 mark. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Atlanta Braves. There's a standout National League matchup happening Friday, with the Los Angeles Dodgers squaring off against the Atlanta Braves. It's a clash between two of the league's better teams, and the spotlight will be on as both clubs try to make a statement early in the season. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been the guy on the mound this year, leading all of Major League Baseball with a 1.06 earned run average. The Dodgers have come out on top in 4 of his 6 starts this season, and they've won those games by at least 3 runs each time. Taking a closer look at his history against the Braves, he's handled them pretty well. Atlanta's current lineup is hitting just .133, .235, and .200 off him in a small sample of 15 at-bats. The Dodgers as a team are also heating up, riding a 5-game win streak, and in 4 of those games, they won by at least 4 runs. Yamamoto gets the ball again for the Dodgers on Friday, and he's been nothing short of stellar this season with that 1.06 earned run average. The Braves, meanwhile, are coming off a game where they managed just a single run. Facing a pitcher like Yamamoto isn't going to make life any easier for them. Los Angeles doesn't need to score a ton of runs to back him up. He's been handling business just fine on his own. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Dodgers money line is our full game side pick. Los Angeles has also had some good moments against Grant Holmes, the guy expected to pitch for Atlanta. The Dodgers hitters are batting .350, .500, and .550 against him across 20 at-bats, a solid sign they're seeing the ball well when he's on the mound. Plus, they've been tearing it up offensively, putting up an average of 10.2 runs over their last 5 games. It's hard not to think they've got another big showing in them. When you zoom out and look at the season numbers, the Dodgers now rank 3rd in total offense, scoring 5.39 runs a game. Atlanta is further down the list, sitting in 16th place at 4.23 runs per contest. Still, the Braves have been respectable lately, ranking 9th in WRC+ and 8th in WOBA over the past 2 weeks. Even though they're up against a tough arm in Yamamoto, they've got a shot at scratching out a couple of runs and doing their part to push the scoring higher. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Astros versus Chicago White Sox. Two American League squads are set to start a three-game set Friday evening, meeting on the south side of Chicago. The Houston Astros hit the road to face the Chicago White Sox as both teams look to notch a win and get some momentum going in this stretch of the season. The Astros haven't exactly thrived away from home so far this year, coming in with a 5-7 record outside of Dakin Park. Still, they might be catching a break here against a White Sox team that's already buried 15 games under the .500 mark. Cannon threw a solid game last time out and looked sharp in his only career start against Houston. But it's hard to feel confident about a White Sox team that hasn't put much together. Valdez, on the other hand, went the distance in his last appearance, but his teammates gave him no help at the plate in a shutout loss. Houston is clearly the stronger squad in this matchup, and having Thursday off to rest the bullpen could give them a leg up here. With Valdez towing the rubber, it's unlikely we'll see Chicago rack up 9 hits 2 games in a row. Houston's lineup hasn't changed much from last year, and they still have the bats to explode for a big inning when needed. The White Sox are trying to be more aggressive offensively, but that kind of approach usually brings more strikeouts and wasted opportunities. If there's one thing people have learned watching the Astros over the years, it's this: don't count them out after losing one at home. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Astros are giving the ball to their ace in this one, and we've already gone into detail about Valdez. Cannon might be having some issues with command, but he's still showing the ability to rack up strikeouts at a solid pace. Houston's offense has been hit or miss at times this season, and Chicago still ranks in the bottom half of the league when it comes to drawing walks and avoiding strikeouts. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.